Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and thank you for tuning in to Canal Algérie's nightly news. On to the headlines. Army General Said Chingriha receives the Russian retired Colonel Andrei Pavlenko and highlights the key role of Russian squads in clearing mines after independence. Ahead of the presidential elections, the exceptional revision of the electoral rolls kicks off throughout the country. And the International Water Equipment, Technologies and Services Fair is going on with 150 exhibitors representing 10 countries. Welcome back. We begin with tonight's main story, where the Premier Nadir Al-Arbawi chaired a cabinet meeting devoted to studying a draft executive decree defining the modalities of customs production lines and equipment, as well as agricultural equipment, which falls within the measures approved by the President of the Republic in order to support and accompany investment and modernize agricultural activity. On the other hand, and within the framework of the implementation of the decisions taken by the President of the Republic during his visit to the province of Khenchla in regard to the opening of registration to the ADL 3 program starting from the upcoming July 5th. The government studied the draft executive decree amending and supplementing the conditions and modalities for the acquisition of public housing carried out within the framework of rental sales. The government has also examined ways to strengthen the regulatory framework for health coverage for the needy, in particular in regard to ensuring prompt and regular access to medicines, especially for those with chronic diseases. The government continued to study regulations for the establishment of the National Agency for Public Equipment and listen to a presentation on the measures taken to provide potable water resources, as well as a presentation on the progress of the harvest and threshing campaign for the 20. Government has adopted a draft program aimed at encouraging startups through training and drawing inspiration from successful experiences and models in the world, in implementation of the instructions of the President of the Republic aimed at developing the knowledge economy and accelerating technological innovation in our country. In other news, Army General Said Chingriha, Chief of Staff of the People's National Army, received today at the headquarters of the People's National Army the retired Colonel Andrei Pavlenko, a former mines expert now on a visit to our country. Here's Iras Killu with more.
After welcoming Algeria's guest and those accompanying him, the Army General praised the role played by former USSR teams in the operation to clear mines left over from the colonial era after Algeria's independence.
أود في البداية أن أرحب بكم وبالوفد المرافق لكم بمقر أركان الجيش الوطني الشعبي.
Army General wished him and the accompanying delegation a warm welcome to the headquarters of the General Staff of the National People's Army and expressed the hope that his visit to Algeria would be both useful and pleasant and would enable him to recall the memories of his participation in the operation to neutralize the mines inherited from the colonial era along our eastern and western borders. The Army General also hailed the role played by teams from the former USSR in this humanitarian mission par excellence, taking part in the operation in the field and helping to train Algerian demining teams, which enabled the personnel of our young army to acquire the know-how and mastery of the materials and procedures used in such operations.
من اكتساب المعارف والتحكم الجيد في التقنيات والمعدات المستخدمة في مثل هذه العمليات الدقيقة. لا يفوتني التذكير بهذه المناسبة أن مساهمة الاتحاد السوفيتي سابقاً.
The Army General emphasized that Algerian-Russian relations have developed considerably, thanks to, in particular, to the deepened strategic partnership between the two countries, which is an aspect, among many others, of our multifaceted bilateral cooperation, launched immediately after Algeria's independence in 1962. Algerian-Russian relations have undergone considerable development, notably thanks to the signing of the in-depth strategic partnership between between the two countries during the state visit to Russia by the President of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, who takes this opportunity to convey his fraternal greetings.
السيد عبد المجيد تبون رئيس الجمهورية والقائد الأعلى للقوات المسلحة ووزير الدفاع الوطني الذي يبلغكم تحيته الأخوية. في الأخير السيد العقيد وكدوا لكم أننا في الجزائر.
Army General then stressed that Algeria has always been grateful to all those who have supported it in difficult times, and that we will never forget their great contribution, and that they are always welcome in Algeria.
ولن ننسى أبدا حسن صنيعكم وسنرحب بكم دوما في الجزائر كلما أردتم زياراتنا.
For his part, Colonel Andrei Pavlenko expressed his sincere thanks to the Army General for the hospitality extended to him since his arrival in our country, assuring him that this visit would remain deeply engraved in his memory and had enabled him to recall memories that are dear to him, full of the feelings and emotions he experienced during his presence in Algeria in the 60s of the late century as part of his humanitarian mission. At the end of the audience, the friend of Algeria was honored by the Army General.
The President of the National Independent Electoral Authority launched the exceptional revision of the electoral rolls from Boumerdès province. This operation kicks off on Wednesday nationwide. It will continue until the 27th of the current month. Our own Min al-Maafa this time.
These young people from the municipalities of Corso and Boudouao, who have reached the legal voting age, did not hesitate to come and register to obtain their voter cards. I am here to register in order to be able to vote on September 7th. I just turned 18. I came here to register so I can choose the adequate candidate. It is a responsibility. You have to be up to Algeria's expectations. I love my country and I wish the best for it. I have an electoral card. I live in Corso. I intend to cast ballots along my children to participate in Algeria's development. The president of the National Independent Electoral Authority, for his part, called on the youngsters during the official launch of the exceptional revision to register on the electoral rolls to ensure the integrity of the electoral process, thereby reinforcing the concept of the right to citizenship.
I met today with young people aged 18 who came to register on the electoral list. As the president of the authority and responsible for the elections, those touched me greatly. It gives me hope for a better future. The free choice of the citizen is the foundation for building a true powerful democratic state.
This exceptional revision of the electoral list, which kicked off today across the country, will continue until June 27th across the municipalities under the supervision and responsibility of the National Independent Electoral Authority.
In the same context, the withdrawal of subscription forms of individual signatures continues at the headquarters of the Independent Elections Authority. Today, both Ahmed Si Mizragh and Farid Akouch, in addition to Salim Shaabi, headed to the premises of the authority to withdraw the forms as independent candidates. Graduation ceremony was held at the Higher School of Armored Weapons bearing the name of Martyr Mohammed Qadri, located in Batna province. The ceremony was supervised by the commander of the 5th Military Region, Major General Nuruddin Hambli, while 13 classes graduated from the Higher School of Special Troops of Martyr Mustafa Khuja in Biskra province. Misa Kebash reports.
From one of the most prestigious schools of land forces, the Higher School of Armored Weapon, Martyr Mohammed Qadri in Batna province, a graduation ceremony was held for 7 classes and kicked off by an inspection of the different student formations by Major General Nuruddin Hambli, commander of the 5th Military Region. In his speech, the school's commander underlined the efforts deployed within the school during the training period to guarantee comeback readiness.
We hope that the results you have achieved in the scientific field will be an impetus for the school.
تكون النتائج التي حققتموها في الميدان العلمي حافزا مهما لهذه المدرسة.
أن أكون الخادم الوفي لبلدي.
After taking the oath, ranks and diplomas were handed over to the graduating laureates, including trainees from brotherly countries. The national flag was then handed over to the next graduating class before the commander of the 5th Military Region agreed for graduating class to be named after Martyr Jabal Ali.
نطلب من سيادتكم الموافقة على تسمية دفعاتنا باسم الشهيد البطل جبل علي. موافق.
A military parade was also held. The region's commander visited the school where he received a presentation regarding the educational infrastructure. The ceremony ended by a homage paid to the martyr Jabal Ali's family in recognition of his sacrifices made for the country. Finally, Major General Nordin Hambli, commander of the 5th Military Region, signed the Golden Register of the school. In the province of Biskrai was from the Higher School of Special Troops, Martyr Mustafa Khuja, called Siali, that the commander of the 4th Military Region, Major General Omar Tlemceni, presided over a graduation ceremony of the school's 34th group. Major General Omar Tlemceni, commander of the 4th Military Region, then inspected the graduating classes before the school's commander, General Kamal Haji, addressed a keynote speech in which he highlighted the quality of the military formation received by the graduating promotions, as well as their preparation level to become an essential element of the nation within the heart of the People's National Army.
هنيئا لكم على هذا النجاح.
I congratulate you for the success and this well-worthy recognition, which now requires you to demonstrate determination and will to undertake the noble missions that await you. This requires constant preparation in order to apply military knowledge that you have acquired.
التي حصلتموها موضع التطبيق.
أن أخلد تقاليد شهدائنا الأمجاد.
After taking the oath, ranks and diplomas were bestowed to the laureates, including trainees from brotherly countries. The graduating class then handed over the national flag to the upcoming class before agreeing on naming the graduating class Martyr Muhammad Arwina. The event was marked by the execution of tactical exercises in mountainous and deserted areas, in addition to commando exercises, through which the graduates showcased their military preparation level as well as their military competences. On this occasion, elements of special troops presented collective and individual exhibitions with weapons, combats and demonstrations, notably parachute operation and interventions made with special vehicles, reflecting the high level reached by these elements. The commander of the region then visited the exhibition organized on this occasion as well as the school museum. At the end of the ceremony, a homage was paid to the family of Martyr Mustafa Khuja, followed by the signing of the school's Golden Register.
The 8th session of the Algerian-Omani Committee came to a close. It was co-chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, and his Omani counterpart, Badr bin Hamad bin Hamoud al-Busaidi. The proceedings took place in the presence of experts and businessmen. In this respect, 2 memoranda of understanding were signed, one of which concerns the social aspect and other concerns the scientific and legal aspect of the Higher School of Magistrates and the Higher Institute of Magistrates of Oman, in addition to 3 action plans in various sectors sectors. On the occasion, Attaf underlined that this meeting comes in light of permanent coordination between heads of both countries with an aim to promote bilateral relations to higher levels, while noting the convergence in positions on a set of dossiers, on top of which the Palestinian cause. On his end, the Omani foreign minister commended Algeria's efforts vis-à-vis the Palestinian cause in the framework of its mandate at the Security Council. Also in our diplomacy news, tasked by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, and in his capacity as a special envoy, the Secretary General of the Foreign Ministry, Lounas Mogerman, paid a visit to Qatar, where he was received by Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdurrahman bin Jassim Al Thani, President of the Council of Ministers and Foreign Minister. The meeting was an occasion to review the bilateral relations on different levels and common willingness of both countries to further promote them to higher levels. In other news, the 19th edition of the International Fair of Water Equipment, Technologies and Services is ongoing. This time, 150 exhibitors representing 10 foreign countries are taking part. The fair constitutes an opportunity to present new technologies on water desalination, among other aspects. Naima Al-Walish's coverage taken up by Manal Maafa.
Public and private companies showcased innovative equipment and solutions at the International Hydraulic Fair, focusing on both seawater desalination and wastewater treatment. Previously, we imported equipment, but now we have learned to develop these technologies locally in Algeria. Our teams of engineers continuously develop and improve our equipment, install it, fix any small issues, and enhance it each time.
L'unique usine ou la mine d'argile expansée en Algérie et en Afrique.
This is the only expanded clay mine in Algeria and Africa. From this, we have produced a high-quality sand that Algeria currently imports from Europe. Many desalination plants use a product made in Norway and sold in France or Spain. We have created a 100% Algerian product with the same characteristics, capable of replacing imported sand in the near future.
En France ou en Espagne.
The event featured 150 exhibitors, including representatives from 10 foreign countries, notably Turkey, presenting numerous environmentally friendly water treatment technologies. One modern machine can treat 4,000 cubic meters of salt water and scale up to 1 million cubic meters per hour. We have had excellent feedback from partners in various sectors, including medicine, and offer comprehensive solutions for installing water filtration systems for domestic, industrial, and other uses. The 19th edition of this fair enabled professionals to showcase their products and establish economic partnerships in the highly strategic field of water resources.
On to the operational report of the People's National Army's activity in the past week. In the context of the fight against terrorism, 3 terrorists surrendered to the military authorities in Burj Beji Mukhtar. This concerns Bouhjar Abdelaziz, known as Ayman, Wuld al-Bakai Mohammed Lamin, known as Abu Ahmed, and Fulani Ibrahim, known as Abu Anas. Said terrorists were in possession of 3 Kalashnikov type submachine guns, a quantity of ammunition, and other objects. Additionally, 19 support elements to terrorist groups were arrested during separate operations across the national territory. In the framework of the fight against organized crime and the continuation of the tireless efforts aimed at countering the scourge of drug trafficking in our country, combined detachments of the PNA intercepted in coordination with the different security services in operations across the military regions 123 drug traffickers and averted attempts to introduce 19 quintals and 21 kilograms of processed key through the borders with Morocco, where 3,667,300 psychotropic tablets were seized. In Tamil Burj Beji Mukhtar, in Gaza Irizi, detachments of the People's National Army arrested 169 individuals and seized 26 vehicles, 109 generators, 51 jackhammers, 3 metal detectors, in addition to quantities of explosives, detonation tools, and other equipment used in illegal gold mining operations. On the other hand, 13 other individuals were arrested, while 8 hunting rifles, 5,664 liters of fuel, as well as 85 tons of foodstuffs intended for smuggling and speculation, and 21 quintals of tobacco were seized during separate operations across the national territory. On the other hand, 452 illegal immigrants of different nationalities were arrested across the national territory. Algeria's permanent representative to the UN in New York, Hamad Ben Jama, put in order twice the ambassador of Morocco to the UN, Omar Hilal, in regard to the decolonization process of Western Sahara, recalling the historical and fundamental facts of the Sahrawi conflict in reaction to the false narrative of the Moroccan delegation during the session of the Decolonization Committee at the level of the UN. In updates on the situation in Gaza, the Zionist entity persists in its aggression on defenseless Palestinians, where 6 Palestinians were murdered southeast of Gaza, while separate areas in the center and south of Rafah were targeted, claiming many lives. 3 other massacres took place during the last 24 hours in Gaza Strip, leaving behind 40 martyrs and hundreds of wounded, thus raising the death toll to over 37,000 martyrs since the 7th of October. That was all for tonight's news. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.